remember that there is a break week next week. We set it aside for budget review. It is a break week from City Council. It's not a break week from work because there will be a lot of budget presentations. But no council meeting this week.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council, for what you just mentioned. Also, for a couple years ago, establishing that week for council break to have time to actually take the budget that you released on yesterday, for us to have time to go through that and work up whatever issues we have. So I look forward to having time to do that. Having said that, colleges and universities have recessed for the summer for the most part. And I'm encouraging our college students to avoid danger zones, risky activities such as hanging out late, driving late night, driving and being in public places while inebriated or just simply under the influence. The independent school districts will recess for the summer in a couple of weeks. Houston has experienced a 33% increase in gang memberships. The risky time period for students now moves from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. to a much broader window of opportunity for child predators, juvenile criminal activities, and juvenile victimization. That vulnerable time slot now expands to 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. The answer is more summer and after-school programs for our boys and girls. How can we as public officials continue to watch more and more of our boys and girls get lured into devastating dark holes which destroy them, their families, and any hopes of a successful future? Shall we continue to do the same thing and expect different results? We're up to 20,000 documented gang members now in Houston. We must accept the sage fact that after school and summer programs are effective crime prevention strategies. We must make funding out of school time programming a top priority and move the total after school strategy under the public safety umbrella. True, some students will have educational enhancement and child development programs this summer, but thousands will not. Working parents and grandparents need help in securing safe, productive, out-of-school time programs for neighborhood kids. So I'm encouraging the ISDs in the Houston area and city councils in the Houston area, including this city council, as we go through our budgetary processes to look for each and every opportunity to allocate funds for additional after-school and summer time programs for boys and girls out there. We do a really good job of gathering all the federal dollars and grant dollars that we can get to put into after-school and summer programs. That is great because those are local dollars being funded back to the Houston area. But the problem with grant dollars is that those dollars are unpredictable and it's very difficult to develop sustainable programming for boys and girls depending on federal dollars. So again, the challenge is to provide opportunities for boys and girls, more of them, and I commend those who are involved in programs now because there are some programs in some neighborhoods throughout Houston that are doing well, but they represent a small portion of the number of boys and girls who will have access to out-of-school time programs this summer. Thousands and thousands of boys and girls will be loose on the streets of Houston this summer or in apartment complexes, being lured into activities where, as public officials, I think that we can and should do more to help allocate resources for those institutions that exist in the communities. We're not going to, via enforcement and interdiction strategies, work our way out of the problem that we are experiencing. Too many boys and girls are simply losing the opportunity to become productive units of society because they are being arrested and put in the criminal justice system and marked today by participating in activities that simply would have gotten many of us years ago just told by an adult in the community or a family member or a coach to just move on because it's just mischievous type activity. So again, I'm encouraging us as we move through our budget process to keep public safety inclusive of after school and summer programs for boys and girls to help keep them out of the criminal justice system help cut down on adolescent and teenage pregnancy, and help those parents and grandparents who are struggling to make ends meet and watch over the kids this summer during this out of school time. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilmember Martin?
Thank you, Mayor. And this afternoon,